So this is our first podcast for Uncommon Commentary with me, Uncle, and my nephew right here. Honeybees. So how many people have you heard say that, oh, without the honeybees, without the bees to pollinate the plants, we're all going to die? And that's ridiculous. First of all, what about cross-pollination? How many times even if you have ever watched bees, how many times have you seen a bee stay on one species of plant only?
And also, when you step out to your car, how much pollen there is and stuff.
Okay, so there's pollen everywhere. A bee's going to go from one plant to the next, different species of plants, and it's going to pick up pollen from every plant. It's going to be cross-pollinating like crazy. Pollen is plant sperm, basically, which is kind of nasty, you think about it. But anywho,
Yeah, I don't think that would, especially places where they don't have bees
well,
and
yeah.
they still have plants.
Okay, so like corn, for instance, millions of acres of corn is planted here in the United States, and it's not pollinated by the bees.
No,
Corn pollinates itself.
I've
Why?
never seen bees go to a
Bees don't
cornfield
go to cornfields because there's no nectar in the bloom
or
thing, the
cotton.
tassel of the corn. So, okay. And a bee is not going to consciously make the decision that, look, today, listen, people, we're only going to pollinate pine trees. And somebody else is going to be like, wait a minute, why are we going to pine trees? Those things suck. Because there's nothing in a pine tree for no bee to eat. And somehow the pine trees are getting pollinated. I'm just saying.
Yep.
So, we don't need the bees to pollinate. Do they help pollinate stuff? I would have to say yes.
But I think we would be fine without them.
Are they necessary? I don't think so. So the whole, oh, we're going to die without the bees thing is ridiculous.
And also, we do want to talk about the moon landing and how people think that that is fake.
Oh my goodness.
I just want to make my first point. If you've ever seen CGI back when they landed on the moon, I think it would be quite obvious that they did not make that.
What gaming system was out back then? Oh wait, yes, no, none. No gaming system.
The movies were TV. Oh gosh, yeah. No, there's no way they could have faked that.
Okay, so if you don't believe the moon landing, hey, that's fine.
Yeah, you're free to think for yourself.
Um, I believe they did land on the moon. Does it matter? No. I don't believe it does matter whether they did or not. But it was still a pretty amazing feat.
Yeah, to fly off of a moving object flying thousands of miles per second, if not way more, through space to land on a object circling that
was
object.
Moving.
That's
Yes.
pretty impressive. And then go back up to the spaceship. That's pretty impressive.
You said fly. I think of it more as like a shot in the dark. Literally shooting a bullet, which they called Apollo. The Apollo bullet, which strangely enough was kind of shaped like a bullet. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. They really did. It was shot. Something like 30,000 feet per second was how fast that thing was going. That is so fast that you take, for instance, like the 50 caliber BMG is shooting around 5 to 6,000 feet per second. The shuttle was going so fast. Apollo was going so fast that if you shot the 50 cal in front of it, the Apollo would come up behind the bullet so fast
Probably
that the bullet would go through the capsule.
Probably destroy the rocket too.
Oh yeah, it would just it's insanely fast, and so I really don't know how they knew that the moon had gravity, and how much gravity it had. Because, okay, think about it like this. So you're standing in Atlanta and you fire a bullet to Miami, to a spherical magnet in Miami, and you got to shoot that bullet perfectly enough so that when it gets to the magnet, it's not going to hit the magnet.
It has to circle around the magnet.
It has to get in the perfect area where the magnetic field will grab the bullet and trap it there and go round and round the magnet without touching the magnet.
Yeah, it can't touch the magnet, and it can't go past the magnet. It has to be
if
exact.
If it was too far away, it would just
Float off,
go past the
infinitely into
magnet, and then
space.
Apollo would be like, well, we're not coming back. And they wouldn't be coming back. But it was at the exact sweet spot, if you will, where the magnetic field of the moon would grab the shuttle and hold it in orbit around the moon. Which I understand, too, that they were able to make course corrections, trajectory corrections as they went using their boosters and a rocket. So, yeah, course corrections. But still, the speed
And
had to be pretty dang close. It was amazing.
it's not like they can make major adjustments.
And, you know, I really don't know how, because there ain't no dang radar going to reach out that far.
No.
To say, oh, well, according to radar, you're 1.5 degrees off such and such axis. Dang, it was pretty dang, it's big feat. It really was. To fire the bullet, and get perfectly in the magnetic field and circle it at 30,000 feet per second. And then from that bullet, they sent another object down to the moon. The lander landed on the moon. The orbiter was still going around, blistering speed, then to fire it back up at the right moment so that when the orbiter come back around, they would meet each other.
And what's also insane is how did they know that there was nothing in space? Like, absolutely nothing. I mean, could you imagine going that fast if they hit a tiny rock or something?
If they would have hit something
that would have been
the size,
that would have been the end of it.
The size of a .17 caliber BB. If they'd have hit something that big, which is about the size of a small earring, it would have destroyed Apollo. Grains of sand was actually wearing away at Apollo as it was going through space. So, yeah, it really was a shot in the dark.
I have to think about it like this, too. It's very hard to tell, I would assume, how big the moon was based on
looking at it through a telescope.
Yeah, you could look at the sun and look at the moon and say, like, oh, you know, the moon's like half the size of the sun or whatever.
Maybe, yeah.
But the sun is apparently so much huger than the Earth.
According to them, it's way bigger.
So, imagine if they flew out there and it took them, instead of however long it took them, twice or 3 times as long to get out there. Then all their calculations would have been wrong.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah.
It was a shot in the dark, literally. They were blasted, shot towards the moon in the most delightful way on a flaming stick. Hey, I heard tell that some Chinese billionaire, or was it Japanese billionaire, bought up a bunch of tickets on SpaceX to go to the moon in 2023 or something like that. Heck yeah, and he wants a bunch of gringos to go with him.
The awesome thing, too, about, since we're talking about SpaceX, is Elon Musk is pretty awesome. He figured out, him and his team, how to shoot a rocket into space and then have it land on Earth.
Oh, I've seen that. The rocket land itself. So, yeah. So, we got this flame coming out of one end of this giant stick. Well, you mean like a bat? No, man. Like a really big stick. So, like, bigger than a bat? Yeah, it's really big. Like, big as a dang house, okay? And that stick is flopping around as it's coming back down. So, we're going to fire it up. And it's going to balance itself
And land.
Stick out some little legs and land.
And land on a ship out in the ocean.
You can pretty much land
That's
that thing anywhere.
Yeah. That was pretty impressive though.
Yeah.
I think
Diligence.
I think he ran one of them. It was like on his 40th or 50th mission.
Imagine
So
it took
that
them a
thing
while
was
to get it
pretty
right.
tough.
It's
yeah.
like, how are we going to know if it doesn't work? Trust me. We'll know if it doesn't work. And then, kaboom!
Yeah, if it comes
Did it work?
crashing down.
No, it didn't work.
If it comes crashing down, we'll know it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
If it lands safely on the ship, it will have worked.
Pretty
It's
good.
pretty awesome. Though.
Pretty awesome. But yeah, I'd love to take a ride to the moon with a Japanese guy, billionaire, I think it is. Heck yeah, sign me up. I'll go. Yep, I'll do it.
That would be pretty awesome.
Then I can tell y'all about, hey, there really is a moon out here. Hey, I think somebody did land on it. I seen some boots somebody left behind. More videos to come.
Yep. So
More.
make sure to subscribe and like if you guys want to see more videos.
Uncommon commentary in the most delightful way. And if you get anything else you think we should talk about, give us a comment.
Oh yes, put down in the comments below. We'd like to hear what your guys' thoughts on this are, and also tell us what you guys want to hear us talk about in the next podcast.
Thank you.